I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons to buy this club and a couple of reasons not to. But first, let's watch a skit of something that actually did happen and is definitely in no way fake. Yeah, hey Rick, do you think I should buy this wedge? I mean, it's got pretty great reviews on Amazon.
So this club has had nearly 2,000 reviews, and as a whole, it's incredibly positive.
Yeah, that's what I just said, but I'd like your opinion on it.
Just the feel, it's not a very nice feel off the face.
What does my face have anything to do with it? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to buy it anyway. This is the Wilson Harmonized Wedge, and it only runs about $50 brand new on Amazon. So that means if I wanted to pick up a set of all three, it would only be about 150 bucks, which is really just absurd. Let's start with the negatives. Rick did warn me that it didn't feel that great around the green, and he was correct. Also, this isn't a custom wedge, so what you buy is what you get. But this isn't a premium club, and it's not trying to be. It features a basic yet acceptable grip. Tacky enough for my standards, I didn't feel like it was going to come out of my hands while taking full shots. Importantly, the grooves are good enough to produce spin if you are skilled enough to create it. Ideally, we're looking to get about 8,500 plus spin on shots 50 to 75 yards out, which, as you can see, is doable. While it won't wow you with the technical specs or jargon, it can also be controlled well enough around the short stuff, even by an amateur golfer like me. We're going to take that off for the rest of this video. Maybe that's why it sports over 3,600 reviews on Amazon, and 72% of them are 5 stars. For only $49.99, it's tough to beat, but of course, I knew I had to try. I hopped on over to eBay, which is my favorite place to shop for used clubs or like new clubs, and found this, which was only $22. But the reason it was only $22 is because it was women's flex, which means it's a lot more bendy than I'm used to. After my friends made fun of me for a bit, well deserved, I decided to test out the final aspect, which was dispersion. The hard part, of course, is that I'm the one testing it, and we all know I'm like lightning on a golf course. I never strike the same place twice. But I think this creates a more accurate test. I'm not a tour pro, and I think this creates a level of consistency that is more on par with the amateur golfer. I kept this sample size pretty small and only hit about 20 shots, so let's go ahead and take a look at the data that I gathered. As we can see, my dispersion wasn't awful. I did occasionally have the miss hit, but for the most part the ball went the same distance and in the same area. So after all that, would I still recommend getting this club? And the answer is shockingly no. The reason for that is simple. I actually came across a better wedge at a fair price that my friend's son had picked up. It is a Mack Daddy 4 PM grind. He picked it up from his local golf shop for only about $60, and it's in really good shape. The reason I wouldn't buy the Wilson Harmonized Wedge has nothing to do with the performance of itself. In fact, it did great, and for the money, it is a great club. But as a beginner, I found it so much easier to create higher spin rates and better accuracy with the PM grind Mack Daddy. Now I know you may not have access to a local golf store, and even if you do, your local golf store might not carry used clubs. But what you can do is you can go to preownedcallaway.com, and they have a pretty good selection of Mack Daddies there. Now, they're not the exact same price. In fact, they're a little bit more. Think closer to 100 bucks for a like new condition. But in reality, if you're a beginner like me, it's almost worth it to save up the extra 50 bucks and pay for a premium wedge instead of just trying to save $50 for a brand new club that isn't going to perform as well. And I forgot to tell you that unfortunately, no club is going to make you instantly a better golfer, but maybe random 9-year-old articles from Golf Digest will. So go ahead and click over on this video to see how I do.